Okay, now we're live.
Now you should be live.
Well, we were live before, but
live.
we didn't have our microphones on.
Good morning.
You can still hear people
from
talking.
Memory Bound in Iowa.
Okay, people
Yep.
are jumping on.
Hi, Kathy. We've got a couple fun projects ready to share with you. But first we've got, we're going to take you on a little tour of our Halloween section. But
Oh, we
looks
are?
like Teresa, yeah. We're just going to go through, but before, let's jump to Christmas. Why not?
Yes. We
Okay.
just got in the Advent calendar, and we
Good
do
morning.
have some people on the wait list, so we've got those people will be calling you that this came in. But it is an Advent calendar. We had it last year, and it's $54.99. So we have a few left of people that didn't want it, and there's the back. But this is so cute.
Oh, the little car is darling.
But there's the little boxes, and it shows you get dies and stencils and some little stamps and an embossing folder and embellishments.
Happy Friday to everybody jumping on. And Teresa, just show that for the people who are just jumping on. She just is
Advent
showing
calendar
the crafty Advent calendar from
Spellbinders. Yep.
And just the box alone makes me want to get it.
I know, it's super cute.
I love
Crafty.
fancy boxes.
Crafty.
Susie, yes, it's Maggie Day, huh? All right.
We're gonna go to
We're going to
Halloween?
take you on a little tour of Halloween first, since today is kind of a Halloween day. You know, Memory Bound has really gotten into the Halloween spirit this year. We really, I think everybody in here that works here loves Halloween, most of us anyway. But we have the Fabulous line. And Teresa, is there anything you want to show? This is the line that we're using for Scary Makers. But even if you're
I
not,
have to look at the frames because I know you're using frames, and now I'm like all
Yes.
interested in Halloween
Ooh,
frames.
you know what? Bring
These
that
would be
over
good.
because I think that would be great.
They're super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the stencil, and if you do Merry Makers, you get one of these, but they're super cute.
Thank you, Elaine.
There's the stamp set.
Yeah. So even if you're not doing Scary Makers,
Yeah.
we have it all here so that you can just pick and choose what you want. This is a great 6x8 pad.
I got that.
Oh, it's
I love it.
5:30 p.m. I don't know. OPA, what's that?
I don't know.
Okay, and this is probably my favorite line
Yeah?
is the Cartabella Halloween. I love the colors. I'm going to show you the pack. It's like got dark purples, blacks, and oranges.
Kind of a mulberry is what I would
Yes.
call it.
Yeah, exactly. I said the same thing. I love, and look at the sunflowers. Look at this. Isn't that just beautiful?
That's nice. And then we do have I'll show this because I wanted these.
Okay, I'm going to come around this way
Okay.
because it's very glary.
Our Halloween flashcards.
Hi, Mac. How are you?
I've done cards with these, or they're great for scrapbooking as well to add them to your pages.
Yes.
You can add more journaling on these.
And Teresa, these would be great too. In fact, I did add a couple on the
In your
project.
project?
Yes. So keep that too.
Okay.
All right.
Like I'm shopping.
Yes. Yes.
I did this. I used this, the stamp that you goes with your set. No, I didn't use that one. Sorry. I used this one. There's 2 stamp sets to do my grouping.
Yes.
And we still have some left. So
And you know what?
you
Pull
like
down
that.
that other one. I love
this
that.
one's fun too.
That
The
yeah.
subway
I
art.
want to show that little subway.
That's really cute.
Just put that on the front of a little coaster or card. I
You
love
could use
that.
this for grouping too.
Yes.
I like all the little images.
That's a great. So this is probably my favorite Halloween line that we got in.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our baker's rack in the front of the store. We have a lot of Tim Holtz ideology. And did you know that you can purchase these separately? We have the jack-o'-lantern, we have a boo, and we have a bat. The jack-o'-lantern is
They're all $3.49.
all $3.49. And you know what? That'd be a great thing for if you've got grandkids or kids that like to paint and glue paper and stuff. They would love that. We still have just a few of the haunted Halloween kits. You do get the book. A lot of people ask, in your kit you get a book. And I'll have to tell you, some of the books look pretty good, so you could read the book and then make the kit. And lots of little houses.
Yep,
we're going to
still have
show you.
houses
Oh my
left.
gosh, they are so fun.
They are, and they're so easy and fast, and you're like, oh, look what I made.
And
That's what I do anyhow.
Yes, so we have the grit paste glow.
Oh yeah. That's
And
fun.
if any of you are needing some eyeballs for your Halloween makes, we do have them. Package of 8 is $1.29. And this is a review of a little Halloween house. I love that. I wanted
Katie
to
made
put the
that one.
moon. That was inspired
Yeah.
to put the moon behind mine, but then I realized I made mine in the round, so I couldn't add that moon.
Oh.
Anyway, okay, this is
Simple
the
Stories.
Simple Stories.
Vintage October 31st is this line. Look at that plaid. Ooh, I love it. I love a good plaid.
I do too. You know what? This is probably my favorite right here, and I used that on the kit.
bats?
Yeah, I like that one.
Plaid on the back.
And
Or
I
gingham,
love
guess.
this one. I'm not sure what to do with it other than just put it in a frame. Mm-hmm. But man, that is cool. It's
Well, isn't that the one Kelly?
no.
No. Oh, that's
But
the other
we
line.
have
That's
those
right.
white 12 by 12 frames. Wouldn't that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about that
Spooky.
paper. Yes, I love the coloring. And we have more Tim Holtz Ideology.
There's that moon. That's wonderful.
And today you'll see the bats that we used for that.
We've still got mummy cloth as I knock everything off.
If you haven't got your mummy
Get your mummy cloth.
you need to get that.
And then here's the mini stencil. I used this crackle yesterday. It was really hard to see, but I am going to be using these with the glow. I'm very excited. The glow paste, I haven't done it yet.
Yes.
And I'm going to use the stars. I'm going to do sprays with the stars. I'm very excited.
Yesterday,
So, these are
Dolores stopped in and she was buying the eyeballs. And I thought she had a cute little idea. She was going to stencil them in black on a piece of orange paper. Then she was going to put eyeballs.
cute.
Googly eyes, sorry.
Yeah. And we have them in the large sizes too.
And somebody had an idea. They said that reminded them of cheetah or jaguar or, a wild. They thought that would make a cute animal print. Okay, so let's show this. We are having this class. It's a virtual class. We have a lot of you signed up. It's called Hello October. And we'll take you over to the actual one. But there are still kits for that class. It will be September 26th, I believe. And when you get the kit, you get the code to become part of the group. And I think you'll enjoy it.
September 26th.
September
yes.
26th.
But
It's
you can go back and watch it later.
Yes, you can. And you've got directions, so even if you don't want to sit through the class, you can make it on your own.
Yeah.
And then we have these. I don't know, these are cool.
Yeah.
The globe. But what's neat about it is after Halloween, guess what?
Turn it around.
If you don't get around to it,
make it into a
make
Christmas
it into
one.
Christmas. So we have that and lots of houses and Tim Holtz.
We
and
have a
that
card
is a
kit
card
still.
kit. Yes, it's called Trick or Treat Card
Yep.
Kit, designed by Jennifer. And is it 6 cards? Very,
Yes.
very cute cards. So if you
Simple
need
Stories
some
line.
cards, we have
There's
a
another
lot
house.
of the sprays. Oh, there's another haunted house. And we have a lot of the Halloween sprays. We have all of the numbers, all of the sets.
All of the Halloween and all of the Christmas.
Yeah, look at this line.
And
This
I'm
is
going to do
reminisce.
a demo using them
Isn't
like
that
on the
just?
18th, I think.
Oh gosh, I love
I
that.
like this one.
I do
I
too.
like the bat. I don't know what I would
Yeah.
do with it, but
Well, I think it
I
would
love
be
the
cool
back,
on the front
too.
of a book.
oh,
Would
ooh,
that be fun?
spooky? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so should we go over?
We got a little. Do we have a little Halloween back here? We do.
Oh,
We've got another card kit.
that is called Monster Mash.
Mhm.
And
And
that
that makes 8
is
cards.
that makes 8 cards for $18.99 for that kit. Here's a house that Teresa designed. Okay, and more Tim Holtz ideology.
We've got our
And
photo play. Say it was stamps, dies that we showed, and stamps
this
that are
is
super
really
cute.
nice. Yeah.
Yep, it's got the shadow.
And if you like haunted houses, there's one. We also, Creative Expressions has some dies, Scary Greetings, Ghoulish Greetings, and Haunted Wishes. Very cool. And there's your googly eyes if you're in need
Yep.
of googly eyes.
I
And
got
this
googly
is
eyes.
Photo Play Spooky Season. And these were designed by Penny, where you can cut these all apart and use them. I pulled some of these because you can use them in my project today.
Okay.
Look at this plaid. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Peggy. Help.
That's our Halloween section.
Yes. You never know. Things can get a little haunted. Okay, I'm going to give this to Teresa. Thanks for joining us today. Okay. Hello, happy Halloween. I know that you're probably thinking it's not even October yet, but this is the most fun time of the year to start
is.
making some fun Halloween things. And so I got a little carried away this weekend, and I wanted to share with you a couple projects, and then I'm going to kind of go through and tell you a little bit about each one. We'll start with this. I call this my haunted mansion. We carried these big wooden houses. Now we carry this size and this size, but we happen to have a couple of the bigger ones, and so I took one home and it sat there, and I didn't think I was going to get to it. I wanted to make it for my grandkids. And then when I watched Katie and yours video the other morning, I just thought, okay, I've got to do it because it just inspired me. So I have the big one. We do not have any of these big ones in the store, but they are on order and they're on their way here.
Yeah.
So this is, we call this the mansion. It's probably about 8 inches tall, would you say? 8, 9 inches tall. And so what I did, I'm just going to share with you some of the things. I had so much fun with this. And one thing that I learned was to get all of your Halloween stuff.
Yes.
This is so important when you want to play.
Get your tub out. That's what I have.
I have
is
a
big
tub, and I just went through my craft room and just kept dumping stuff in. And another thing is when you are cutting, let's say, here's a prime example. Let's say you're cutting these cats. This was one of Tim Holt's dies from last year, and I can't remember what they're called. Something cats.
Curious?
I don't know. But anyway, when you are cutting something for a project, always cut a couple extra and throw them back in with that die. Makes a huge difference because if I would have had to get the die out and cut it, he probably wouldn't be here.
And sometimes I use those, I don't use it on my project. I'll cut it out of the
Yeah.
paper that I want, but I use it as a placeholder, like, oh, this is the right size that I want. I
Right.
just lay it there until I cut one out.
Well, and this just happened to be laying in my tub
Yeah.
because I gathered it all up. And so he ended up there. And the same way with these little eyeballs. I've had those eyeballs for years. In fact, the little package that it was in was almost yellow.
Yeah,
I
have
pulled
those
it
too,
out
think.
and I thought, they're going on
I'm
there.
going to show these too.
And I just put them on a piece of web paper. So anyway, I'm just going to show you some of the product that I used to make this. I'll show you the other side.
Oh, there's another cat. Oh,
There's
that's
a
so
cat.
cute.
Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a house that had my grandkids in it. And so I have, this particular family has 4 kids, 2 girls and 2 boys. And so I put the 2 girls in this window, and they're in their costumes from last year. And this is the one little guy. You can barely see him, but he's got red eyes. And then this is the other. And then I took their family picture that they took and put it on the back.
Oh.
Is that all supposed to be from Tim, what's the Halloween, Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that
Okay.
I think that could be from Nightmare Before Christmas. But anyway, so basically I started out with Tim Holt's backdrop papers. And if you have not gotten this set, this does not do it justice.
I know. We showed it yesterday.
Yes.
You know what I did, Maggie? On a couple packages, I switched
know you
the front
did.
page.
I know you did.
Because it's hard to tell that it's Halloween.
Yes.
And yeah.
It's so cool, but
and we
it's
do
just,
have last year's. That's what I showed yesterday.
Yes, and
so.
I've got that. But anyway, so that was I started out with this. And so these are great for wallpapers inside the windows. This is I used at the top of the house, right under the roof. This would be great for some curtains or a background if you wanted it. This is what I used.
Nice.
Well, this is what I used on this project, which I'm going to show you in just a little bit. I love that. I used this. I used this. I used that. And I used this on the other project. I used the wood.
Lisa bought two, so one she could hold.
Oh my gosh, I used this on the
Oh,
other
that's
project,
nice.
which I'm going to share with you.
Maybe I need this one too. I
And
like
this
that
one,
red.
oh my gosh, and this I
aren't they
love
fun?
because I love the orange. Here, I got ahead of myself. I love the orangeness of it. I love this. This was my front door.
Ooh, that's a nice purple.
Oh my gosh. These are amazing. So, if you have not got the backdrops, it's just so much fun to work with. So I would say this was my basic. This was the basic how I started. I did probably use some of last year's, possibly two, but I wouldn't have had to. I think it was just laying there. Okay, so as far as the house goes, I first covered the entire house with some of the backdrops. And then if you can you see those lines right there? And some of the lines right here.
Oh, you used
After,
a stencil.
yeah, I did, and I just used black soot, and it just changes up
It does.
the look.
It doesn't. It's not a huge pattern, but it is
it's just very
enough
subtle.
to add. Yeah.
And I wasn't particular. In fact, I had the house halfway made, and so I just laid it on there and pressed my black soot into it, and it just random. So this is a great stencil. So then probably the next best thing, I used some old stuff that I had, but I want to show you some frames or windows that I used. Okay, so this I think is from last year, and I'm going to be doing some dumping today, Teresa.
Oh yay! It's not even Wednesday.
It's not even Wednesday, but we're going to get a dump. Okay, so
I'm excited because I don't really have any frames. I
Oh
don't
my
think
gosh.
I need to get some. I'll probably be buying some today.
So this for the windows, you don't have to use them exactly the way they look. If you don't want all these, you can just cut them out and just have one big window.
Katie did that on her little house.
And what I found out was after I cut out, like let's say I didn't use this part right here, and I cut it out, well, it was laying there. Well, guess what? At the very end, I thought the house still looked too new, so I made boards out of it. Out of what was
what a
left
great
over.
idea.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
I love it.
yeah, and that's also this piece right here. So I cut the windows up because I wanted smaller windows. So I probably took this one and cut a couple from there.
Yeah.
And this one actually is that one then. So this is an older set, but we do have quite a few of these windows. And these can be used as frames too. Look at that one.
Yeah.
That can be used, if you wanted to use these as frames, just cut out the middle parts. And then you've got some frames. But you've got all sorts of different sizes. So the windows are really nice to have, but this year This year Tim has started to consolidate
Yes.
things. And if I were going to start out to make this house, I would start out with the Tim Holtz backdrops right here, and then this package. And then the reason I'm going to the reason I would is I'm going to show you what's in this package.
I bought that package.
Oh my
After
gosh.
Katie's demo, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I need that.
Okay, so
It's fun. It's a fun one to dump. too.
It's- yes.
When I dumped it on my table, I was like, ooh, look
and
at all
it's
this.
great in the fact that he consolidated all this stuff, so
Yeah,
you don't have
I
to
love
buy
it.
a lot of packages. This could be a door, could be the shutters on either side of windows. Look at that one. Look at I think Diane used this one on an old church that she was making. Look at this one. And that looks like
that's
it,
like a door?
it breaks apart. So you
Okay.
can make windows in there if you wanted to. This one. So Teresa, if you were looking for frames, you've got a lot
I guess
of
I
frames.
do have them, don't I?
And remember,
I didn't think about those.
If you don't want it as a window, just cut
And cut
those
that
panes
out.
out.
Oh.
So you get all these.
But I think I need more.
She's talking about our next project.
Yeah.
Look at this. Okay, so not only do you get all these windows, but you get some of these, which you're going to
love
see.
those.
You're going to see in my next project I'm going to show you. So this is a great, I call it a starter set to get your inspiration going. Okay, and again, these could be put on your house, but I'm going to show you the next project, which is where I used some of them. But what's neat is right now, look at that piece. So that could be put in a window.
Acetate.
Spider
web.
Right now, we are currently out of the, these are called shattered windows. This is my favorite product of what he made this year. Anyway, you get 20 in a package, and we do have them coming. So if you want the complete set, you can put your name in the book and we'll give you a call when they come in. But if you're in a hurry, you get 2 of these in this starter kit. I call it my creative starter kit right here. And then, look at this. You get all these little acetate bats
Oh, they're awesome.
that you can put anywhere on your project. So this all comes in one package. Like I said, I call it the Creative Starter Pack.
Yeah.
But we also have, which I'm going to show you that later because I'm getting my 2 projects mixed up here. Okay, so that is called Baseboards and Transparencies. It's from his 2023 line, and it's $10.99. So you get a lot in that package for $10.99. So that's really nice that he consolidated that stuff. The other thing, what I did is after I covered it with a couple.
The real name is Baseboards and Transparencies. Can you? This says out of inventory. We need to make sure we have some, so we need to get some
I know
in
there's
so
some
people
over
can
on the
buy them.
baker's rack, and there's some I think elsewhere up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a Halloween web paper, and I'm not sure whether that was from Tim Holtz backdrops from last year. Is that it right there?
Maybe.
Yeah, it might have been from last year, but you know what? No, that's not it. You can use anything. Any of these papers could have been used for, the wood.
Or you could stencil something even like you did.
Yes. So that could have been another piece of paper. But anyway, after I did that, then I took a piece of heavy black chipboard. Can you see how heavy that is? It's thick, and we carry this. And so I cut it into 2 rectangle pieces and made the roof. Well, then once I got it on there, and actually I didn't have pieces big enough, so I pieced it, and it didn't matter because that's what you want, is the look of not really perfect. So after I got it done, I thought, oh, it was too perfect of a line, roof line, so I just took my scissors, and this was after it was glued on. I just
Maggie prematurely glues things on.
I do.
She
I
glues
do.
things on and then takes them apart
Yeah,
again.
or then I have to work around it is
Yes.
the problem. So then what I did is I used Texture Paste Opaque Crackle, which is another one of my favorite products. And I just took it with a palette knife or a spatula in Katie's respect. And I just put it on there kind of thick and thin and then let it sit because you can't rush this.
Can we see? Is there a spot where we can see it there?
Yeah. You can't
There you
rush
go.
this. You have to let it dry by itself.
So can you see the
crackles?
The crackles, like right there is what she's talking about.
And the thicker you put it on, the more crackles, the more pronounced the crackles
and the
will
longer
be.
it takes to dry too.
Yes.
Can we get these on now?
We're working on it because it said minus around
Oh, wow.
for some reason, so we're changing it.
Okay.
Okay.
We should those baseboards and transparencies should be online soon. We do have them.
But the thicker that you put it on, and especially for this roof, I just went like this, almost like I was frosting a cake. Mm-hmm. So I wanted it thick and thin, and then once it dried, it was white, obviously, because that's what this is white.
Yeah.
I then inked it first with my brown, my gathered twigs. Then I went back over it and just kind of just randomly put that black on. And so you had a really rough texture. Now, another thing that you could use, Diane and I were talking about it today, is Tim Holtz has this dye, and it's called Decorative Trims. Mm-hmm. So you could cut this out of any kind of paper, black, brown, and layer it for a roof.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a great idea. Okay, so then, remember last week when I showed you how to dye that cheesecloth orange? It was
Mummy
just
cloth?
Mummy cloth. Well, this one is cheesecloth, but you
okay.
could do mummy cloth interchangeably. But this just happened to be laying on my table. And
Pre-dyed?
right at the last, I thought, okay, here it goes. I picked it up and kind of pulled it all apart and just glued it on randomly. The chimney comes in this particular mansion. Mm-hmm. You don't get chimneys on these. So
on the 2-story and the 1-story?
Yes.
The ranch, I mean.
So I covered it with the brick piece, which you're going to see later in the next project. And again, I just took random things that I had. The green stuff is peat moss, which we have packaged in small packages for you. This goes a long ways. $1.29. You could do a lot of houses with this. And the inks that I used would have been black soot, carved pumpkin, and gathered twigs.
Your go-tos.
Yes.
Your browns and blacks.
Yes. So if you can see, I just added bits of peat moss around. And these two things just happened to be in my bin that I had made probably last year at one time. Put those on there. The ghost was another one that was already laying in my Halloween stuff. Just inked him up. This is a piece of chipboard. This was just laying around. So I know all of you have a Halloween stash. So get it out.
If you don't, you need one.
Yes, dump it out. That makes a huge difference is to dump it out.
Can you
and see
color
what
the
you have.
peat moss?
You know, the peat moss usually comes kind of brownish green.
Yeah, I would say you could. I bet you could spray it, maybe
You might be able to if you wanted
with
to.
a spray.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Spray
It
it
would
with
be
a
a
purple
challenge.
spray and
It would
see
be
what
messy.
it looks like. Yeah. And then this guy was laying around, and you know what? I was looking for a place to put him, and I just set him up there, and I thought, perfect. He's the perfect topper. And then I just filled his eyeballs with Nuvo drops.
yeah.
So this is going up to my grandkids as a little Halloween surprise. So I'm excited how it turned out. Now, if you wanted to make this look like the lights were on, that's where this paper that I was telling you would have come in handy. And afterwards I thought, oh, I could have done that. That yellow, this. I think that in the background would have been kind of fun because it would have made it look like there was a light on.
Or you could use these.
Yes, and I brought those too. So we do have the Tim Holtz. You get 2 to a package, and they are purple and green. So we could have added this, and then all you have to do is find a place to hide the battery pack.
Yeah.
And never thought about that, but this particular mansion does have a hole underneath there.
Oh, that would
You could hide. You know what?
You could hide your battery pack.
The longer this sits in front of you, the more you add. You wouldn't
Yeah.
believe how many times I walked by, and that's when this guy got added, and that's when the peat moss got added.
And people are saying you could use the glow on it too.
Yes.
Like in his eyes, maybe
Yes,
here.
you could, yeah. So yeah, those lights are kind of cool. But that's the first project I wanted to share with
Very
you.
cool.
This
They're
is,
going to love it.
This is actually the project I meant to show you, but I got carried away and did that one too. So I wanted to share with you, probably about 8-10 years ago, I made a Halloween book to put. I wanted to gather every single Halloween picture I have of my kids growing up. I don't have any from when I was little, but when my kids were growing up, you know, they were all in boxes and stuff. So I gathered all my Halloween pictures and I started putting them in a book. And every year I add any Halloween pictures of the grandkids. Well, this year I decided it was full. So I had to make
done
a
with that?
choice. Well, I had to make a choice. I couldn't get any more pages in.
Yeah.
So I was going to make another book, and then I got this idea. So what I did was I started out with this product right here. It's called a vignette divided box. And so I went from this to this. And I wanted to share with you, I wanted to share with you how I did it. It was so much fun. So you take this vignette divided tray. It's got 2 longer areas and 2 more square in the front. And this is Tim Holtz divided vignette tray. It's $11.99.
And the tray pieces stay, like you can't move them around, right?
No, they're made that way. Now, the one I got actually was a little broken, so I just glued it, and it was fine. These aren't made by the like 2x4s, so
Yeah.
Anyway, so the divided vignette box tray. So what I did is, again, I started out with Tim Holtz's his backdrop paper, and I started out with that brick. Remember I told you I had that brick piece? And where is it? Oh, here's the wood piece that I used.
Yeah.
That's the front
That's cool.
doors, and then there's the brick piece. So I started out with those 2, and so I covered the outside with the brick all the way around.
Are you keeping this one for you then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this one's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to add this year's photos in there too. So then what I did, okay, I'm going to open this up. And this is just fun. My son said he thought it should be filled with candy corn.
Oh.
But I just put stuff I had. Like I had these little bottles. And so I put a little peat moss in there and added an eyeball. I had some of
cute.
these candles, so I put those in there. And I had dyed some of the bubbles purple and orange and stuff. So I threw that in there for some color. And I think last year he came out with these locks and keys. And I had to put a little color in there. And there's some more skeletons. I filled their eyes. This is just, you can get this just as a package. It's called Wishes. And if you wanted to, you could take a couple of those wishbones out of there and use it at Thanksgiving. This one is a little dome. We have those right here. I just inked it up, and I had these little white paper flowers that I colored with black and added a little bit of orange, and I shoved those up in there. And, you know, actually, this stuff right here is called Spanish moss. It's not peat moss. It's called Spanish moss. And sometimes you find the unexpected stick in there. So I left it in there. But this one is just, I just put a little bit of collage medium on it and dropped some alcohol ink to make it look old. There's some more candlesticks. I just happen to have one of these hanging around. But see, these sticks just came in with that Spanish moss. And we sell that Spanish moss here at the store in the big bags, but I think we have little bags too. Okay, so all I did was cut 2 pieces of chipboard, covered them, and then Tim Holtz came out with the hinges.
Those are cool.
Yeah, and so I just rubbed black paint on them, let it sit for just a few seconds, and then just wiped it off. And I originally thought that I might drop some, like mushroom alcohol ink or more like a caramel to make it look rusty, but I kind of liked the tone of it, so I didn't ever get around to that. But here again, these are the windows, and if you'll look, we have the broken glass, shattered glass things, and again, we have them coming in. This is the Spanish moss, not the peat moss, just to add a little interest. But this is my favorite part. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to get the pictures of us and the kids in their Halloween costumes, mostly the kids. But when I made this, it didn't stand up. You know, the frames wouldn't stand up because they were too tall, because this is only probably not even 2 inches. And so I came up with the idea of the Tim Holtz
Files. I love those.
And so I took a bigger one, the biggest one, and I covered it with that paper that I love.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah, and actually I put this clip here, but see, you could put little things in there. Let's say your grandkids had a little drawing at Halloween. You could tuck those in there, or more photos that you didn't want to frame. And then I took a medium one and did the same thing. So then I glued it to the back of these compartments. So now I have a raised, and they're pretty solid, so that now my frames then will stand up kind of straight, which is what I wanted. So what I wanted to show you is these are last year's frames, this year's frames. I'm going to show you a couple choices that you have. We have these here, and those are perfect because of the coloring. And those are called baseboards frames. And those are $6.99, and you get eight frames, all different sizes. I used some of these, which are the lace frames. They're pretty fancy, but I inked them up and added some things, and so then it made them look spooky. Teresa was saying that if you wanted to make yours a little more cutesy, you could use the frames from the Fabulous line.
That would be really cute.
And then I was going through the store yesterday, and I found these frames that you could ink, paint, cover to make all different sizes of frames. So we have these 3 that I found. These even have tabs, which I think is pretty cool. So you can find frames anywhere, and other Halloween lines probably have the frames too. So what I did then is I just printed, and another thing, I almost thought about printing them all in black and white.
Yeah.
Which would be cool,
That would be
but
spooky.
then I just like the coloring. So this is the mummy cloth. This is one of the, what do you call these, the flashcards.
The flashcards.
And I inked them, just added all sorts of things like this.
Flashcards.
Yep, this is a prime example of this cat, was left over from another project. So he ended up right here. And these you're going to get in your little starter kit right here that you can add. And let's see here. I used coasters.
Oh, good idea.
So some I just covered and made it look like it was a frame. This is another frame. I found some of these little nail heads of Tim's. This is another flash card. This I found from ephemera. And I got it on there. I inked it. Still didn't look good, so I tore off the top, and that was the answer right there. This one, again, just from ephemera, an old butterfly. This is a coaster. That's my son and his wife and their 4 kids. This is the lace one right here. And again, make sure you ink it up. And she was Hocus Pocus.
That is perfect.
Yeah. And then I just used some black Nuvo drops and just added a little texture. I tried to add something to every one
I
of
love
them.
the costume. Hey Maggie,
Yeah.
they want to know how you attached your the frame, the file folders.
Just with glue. Just glued to the back and kept pressing on it until it was dry.
Yeah. Okay.
It made a perfect thing. It worked out
I
perfect.
could use collage medium or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. And another thing that I really liked was this sticker book. It's Halloween 2023.
He's starting to put the dates on.
I
so
love that.
I do too.
Okay, so there's a little story about these. Paula Cheney said that these are actually clipped straight out of books.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not going to be any two alike as far as the font or what it said. So she just went through, or somebody went through books and found clippings. And so these are all stickers. They come in, oh, you get so many. So you can find one that goes with your costume. Look at this, page after page. And then look at this. You can get bats. You can get these framed guys. Here's more.
Strangers in frames.
Yes.
Spooky strangers.
But look at this. If you want to,
you could add a hat.
hats. And you
or
can
a
add
mask.
this
Oh, they're
mask.
so cute. And
So-
they're in different sizes too.
Yeah, so even if you didn't, let's say I wanted my picture in here, but I wasn't in a costume, I could take a picture of myself,
add it.
add a mask, and it's instant Halloween. So these are great to have. Another thing, this is the ephemera pack. Remember, I think I dumped it the other day, and it has those book covers. But all of these things go a long ways. Look at how many you get. You get 143 pieces. So you can add those to your frames. Like I found this 31 cents, and so I just attached this is my favorite picture.
That's very cute.
Isn't that great? This is her personality, too.
What was she?
It was an owl, I believe.
Oh.
And so,
Oh, I see. There's another eye.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
just-
she only has one eyeball. It's on her hood's crooked.
this is Riley.
It's very cute.
Yeah, we call her the life of Riley. And my son says it's her world and we just live in it. So then the bats, you can either use the acetate ones that come in your little starter kit, or you can use this die right here. That's where I got some of my bats, was this die right here. It cuts a million of them at a time. But just see how the different sizes, so I put the little ones, the clips, we have the clips here, you get quite a few in a package, and sometimes I will just swipe paint over it and then wipe part of it off, and it gives a little bit older look. Here's another
You had
clip.
to put a bat on that one. He's Batman.
Yes, exactly. This is my granddaughter, and I
now,
used
did you
one of the
show
lace.
that you put the crackle, the acetate on?
Oh yes,
the-
almost every one of these have, not all of them, but as many as I could. They have the broken windows.
Okay, see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. It just adds.
Oh
that
my
touch.
gosh. Well, and what I do with it is I add the broken window to the back of the frame.
Yeah.
Then lots of times I didn't do it on this one, but on some of them I will put a pop dot between the window frame and the photo. It makes that crack look show up better, and it looks more realistic.
Yeah.
This is, there she is again. There's the owl. Now she's a skunk. These are just coasters, so you can use coasters. These are just. And you know what? I probably dyed this last year. he took his daughter's wig, and so he became Hocus Pocus. But this stuff, when you're making your ribbons and dyeing them, dye some extra and just throw it in your Halloween box, because you're more apt to use it when you have it all made. This is a coaster. These are, again, that's a coaster. And you know what? I think what I would like to do is I'd like to cover the backs. And I could easily do that with leftover backdrop paper.
You know what I was going to say? You need to write the year that the costume was worn.
Yes, I should.
That's what I'm like. What year was that? I want to say. What year was that?
Yeah, I know that these are all in the last couple of years.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but look at that one.
Maggie, someone had a question. If the hinges, are those new?
Those are this He might have had them last
Okay.
year.
I
not
don't
sure,
know.
But we do have. I made sure we had some.
Yeah.
You get 2 full hinges, and you actually get 2 big ones and 2 little ones.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, 2 big ones and 2 little ones. I must have used 2 different packages because those are too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're great for making doors. But this is that lace.
Oh, I like the lace ones. I might
Guess
have
who
to
this
get
is? A couple years ago, we had Halloween party with the staff, and we were all supposed to dress up as old people. Well, little did they know we're all old people. So
It wasn't a big stretch.
yeah. So anyway, we did
Wait,
that.
what's the snarky thing that
Oh, that one says calls answered by day or night,
I like it.
and that came, I believe, in the either the sticker sheet or the ephemera.
Oh, the Halloween one. Okay.
Yeah. There. And then I just happen to have one of these brooms. Now, Tim Holtz is the master of grungy, but he makes his broom way too perfect. So anytime I use the broom, I just chop it up and make it a little more grungy. So I timmed it, but I thought that looked neat. And there again, can you see how that's what I did? I don't know whether they can see this.
Yeah, I can see it.
So I put the glass, shattered glass, right behind the frame, but then the photo is divided with some pop dots, and I think it helps make the window look more real.
Yeah.
And you can see the cracked more or
So
a little
cool.
better. So that's how I made this, and if you have a Halloween stash, you can make this for yourself. And I'm just going to set it out, and the kids can flip through it and have some good laughs.
They will love it.
And there's the.
And everyone's loving it. They think
It was
you're very
fun.
creative.
Now, one thing I did, I wanted to show you. This was the Tim Holtz backdrop wood, and there again, when I got it done, I just did this with some black soot. You can see those lines.
Yep.
And then
It
when
just adds to
it
it.
does. And when I got the whole thing done, I took some crackle, distress
of hearts.
crackle paste, and I just took a palette knife and just randomly just put it around and put some on the windows. I probably did that with my finger. I just rubbed some on my windows. And then once it was dry and all crackled, I went back through and inked it so it wasn't white. And it just kind of breaks up and makes it look more real rather than just paper. And the windows look a little cracked, and I just inked those with some brown and black to make those look real. I thought about putting some of Tim Holtz paper dolls in here in the windows.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I wanted it to be about my grandkids, so I think I'm going to tuck another couple pictures of
Pictures
them
in there, yeah.
In there, yeah. So just something fun to set on your counter, and you can share your Halloween photos. And you know what? This would be perfect to do as Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Tim has the new backdrops, the Christmas. We should have the Christmas
showed them
backdrops.
yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we showed them
So
yesterday.
you could make
Again.
this whole thing with Christmas.
Yeah. You know what? I'm
Could
going to
we
tell you.
have the Christmas backdrops, Tim's?
Yesterday there was a lady here in the store, and she bought the new Simple Stories Cranberry album. It's a limited edition color, which I just love. I need to get one.
Oh.
And I asked her what she was going to use it for, and she said she found a picture of herself in her very first Christmas next to a Christmas tree.
Oh,
And
thank
she
you,
went
Diane.
back, and she's going to do an album with pictures of all the Christmas trees through the years. Now, wouldn't that be cute in a box like that?
Yes.
Just pictures
So,
of your Christmas tree.
It would be so much fun for Christmas.
Ah,
And
that
you could
would be
fill,
so wonderful.
You could fill this in with little presents. You
Oh,
could make little
yeah.
presents inside, or you could put Christmas candy in
Yeah.
there. But I wanted to show you, this is the backdrops for Christmas, but I haven't had a chance to look at these. So,
We did not look at them indivially yesterday.
yes,
so
but,
this
oh
will
my
be
gosh. But you
an
could,
extra dump. Ooh,
you could make your box out of that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Your box could be made out of that. And This, oh, you know what? I did cover the back of that file folder because I knew it was going to be on the outside.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that's just another one of his.
His papers.
And this came out of the ephemera. It's an old cigar box. Look at this. This would
It's
be
really nice.
okay. Look. Now this would be great for the box.
yeah, I
Look
like
at that. Oh my
Ooh,
gosh!
some
Look
people.
at that.
Oh, they're like all elves. Can you
Yeah,
guys see
isn't that
that? Oh my
cool?
gosh.
And this would be pretty if you
the
like the
green.
green. If you like the red and white stripe, how fun would that be? Oh, and Christmas music.
Oh, that's fun. Oh gosh, I might have to get the.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to
paper.
because I find uses for it.
I do like the Christmas tree idea.
I do too.
I think that would be fun.
How many of you had Christmas paper, wrapping paper? My mom had, for about 3 years in a row, she must have found a bargain because we have 3 years where every single present was wrapped
funny.
in this.
You definitely want to write the year on the back of those pictures.
Well, see, and my mom reused paper.
Yeah. Oh.
So she would make us open it very carefully, and then she'd fold it, and we would reuse it. So look at the wood.
That's
You could do the wood. Look at this Christmas souvenir. Oh my gosh, look at this green plaid. I don't know whether they can see that or not. Look at that. Look at that. This would be cool in a frame,
Oh yeah.
just sitting on your counter.
Yeah.
And look at that. And oh, look at there we go. Got to have that wood.
I'm sorry about my camera work, you guys, because Maggie's showing it and then quickly moving it over, and I'm trying to follow her.
Look at this. And look at that. Wouldn't that be fun?
I feel like I'm in a tennis
gosh.
match. I'm going
Or
left, right,
or
left,
Atari, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't move it that fast. Look at this. That would be
Donna
fun.
says her grandmother reused paper also. She ironed it.
Oh, I'm sure my mom did. Yes.
Ironed it? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I'm sure she did. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This would be fun
Is
on
this a
one
repeat? Oh no.
This would be fun on one of
Look
the
at
file
that.
folders.
Yeah. I love it.
We've got Jingle Bells.
I wasn't going to buy anything today, dang it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get this one. Look at that. Oh, look. You could make
Oh my
one of
gosh.
the frames with this if you did your Christmas tree one.
Yeah.
Or put this on the file folder. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many ideas.
I know.
Look at this.
You didn't
This
even
would
show
be
us the
cool.
back of that
Oh,
one.
sorry.
You're looking at it yourself,
Yes.
but you didn't show us. Okay.
I'm just still thinking about that Christmas tree. Look at this. And this would be fun to make your box.
Ooh, I like that.
And see, I'm going to cover these. I'm going to cover the backs
backs?
of those. Yeah.
And write the date on them.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Look at that.
I'll make sure she writes the date on 'em.
And that. These are
Oh, I like
really-
that.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, they've got some brick, of course.
Yeah. And see, when you cover it with that, and then just add a little bit of your texture paste. Now, you'd want your bricks going this way. Yeah, I suppose you could build them that way.
Yeah, you probably want them
but
that
it doesn't
way.
matter if you have to have seams because that's
You
where
just
you can put your texture
Put your
paste.
paste on there, yep.
Okay, Teresa, I think we sold ourselves on the
I know,
backdrops.
I think so. Mary says if she worked here, she'd owe instead of getting a paycheck.
Yeah. I brought along over some other things. I thought this would
Oh,
be
the
fun.
skulls.
You get 3 skulls and you get the bones. Those are the ones that you can break. And I thought about putting broken bones in one of the drawers. You could fill it full of these.
Oh, yeah.
Because
You need to put, your
my
son
son
said
wanted
candy
cane.
so you need to put some of that in there.
I didn't want to put the real stuff because it's not packaged, but that would be perfect. Some unsuspecting child could come along thinking it was candy, right? Are there any questions? It was so much fun. It was just fun. Both of them were just fun to do.
Sorry, I was trying to read. There aren't any questions. People are just loving it and they have lots of ideas. And
Yes, but I love the idea of the Christmas one. Or you could just do a heritage one, like Janet. If you didn't want to make a complete album, but you wanted to use some of your old photos, you know, maybe a wedding one where you could put old wedding photos.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun. I'm just coming up with all these ideas.
I know.
We do have some of
You
this
don't have
ribbon.
to have your photos in a book all the time.
No, and I think more people are apt to look at them just sitting out like that. We have this fun ribbon that you could cut it apart. It wouldn't have to be used that wide, but you could use that. I did not use this, but it certainly could have been used in front of the house or behind the house, the metal gate.
The metal gates. Someone wanted to see the quote.
Okay, this is the sticker book, and this is
Sticker
the
book.
newest one. And again, they just clip these little things right out of books, and that's why they're all different. And they're all stickers, so they're so easy to use. I have had mine for 2-3 years now, and you can't even begin
Yeah.
to use all of them.
But it's fun to get it out and just to flip through
Yeah.
and find something. You know, you can always find something random that
Yes.
works for you.
Yes. And there's the crows. This is my favorite, though, because I really think you could add those hats.
Or the little
And
masks.
the masks
They're
are
so cute.
so fun. And the sticker book is $6.99, but you're going to get 10 years of good out of this. You're going to 10 years
Yeah.
from now, you're going to still be pulling it out. Let's see. There's these.
I kinda
I
showed
used
those.
those, and I used. You could use these. These are some of the nail heads that you could use.
I don't think I showed those.
Did you show the spiders and the vines?
No, we didn't.
Look at those spiders.
Tim just has some good stuff this year.
Yes, he does. So, yeah, I had a great time. Don't forget to get yourself that starter kit because it's going to inspire you to do some creating. But otherwise, thank you for coming and letting me share this with you.
Yep.
It was fun.
And I'm going to be here on Monday.
Who's here tomorrow? What is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Saturday. No, yeah.
I'll be here
we'll
on
be here, but-
Monday. And what am I doing? Oh, yes. I'm doing some custom blend ink pads.
Teresa's been talking about this
Yes. Yes.
for a long time. So
I'm going to be, it's Tim Holtz has some plain ink pads, and then you take your re-inkers, I'm using oxides, and you make your own custom blend, and I'm very excited, and I hope you guys are too.
she's got some beautiful color combinations.
Yeah.
So you're going to love it.
I think it's going to be fun. So, all right.
Yes.
Well,
And when are
thanks,
you
Maggie.
doing that?
Monday.
Monday. Okay. Tune in Monday.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. Have a great weekend.